Well guys, it's official. I am done lining up at the post office. There's been so many times now when I've gone with my letter mail packages and I've had to line up, of course, because SnapShip on the Canada Post website does not offer payments for letter mail. Now, I thought I solved this a little while back when I was buying those little 6 packs of stamps. Now you see, when I'm sending oversized letter mail, it means that it usually costs anywhere between $1.94 to all the way up to $3.15, depending on what sort of weight I'm sending. And I learned that if you combine a $1.94 oversized Canada stamp with a $1.30 US stamp, that covers anything that you could be shipping out with oversized letter mail. At least for me, which is below 200 grams. So I started using those for a while, but yet still I had to go line up at the post office every single time that I wanted to get another pack of these things so I could ship everything from home. This worked okay, except as restrictions started tightening in the area, the local post office got more and more busy and was kind of condensed into less hours, so I really didn't fancy standing in line there waiting to buy stamps. Not to mention I still had to ship a lot of my international letter mail via the post office because I didn't want to use up all my stamps on those. Anyway, then comes solution number 3, which is that you can buy stamps on Canada Post website. So I went ahead and picked out a whole bunch of the 6 packs, ordered them in, and sure enough they came relatively quickly, probably within about 5 days. Mind you, this was before Christmas, so it was pretty busy, and that worked great, and I was able to use those stamps to package more items. Here's the problem though, I'm a relatively forgetful guy, and I forgot to reorder more, and sure enough, here's me again lining up at the post office, either paying for my parcels to go out that way, or purchasing more stamps so I can pay for them at home. I keep running out of 6-pack of stamps. I keep going and buying them. I try to get, all the post office has, whatever it might be, and I keep running out. So today I found my solution. I can get these online, or I can get them at the post office. This is not going to work for everybody. This is only if you're selling a higher volume of items through letter mail, but I got these. These are 2 little rolls of Canada Post stamps. I've got $1.30 on this side, I've got $1.94 on this side, and this might not look like much, but let me tell you something. My receipt today at the post office was $250, just about, $244.26, and most of that was these little guys. Let's see, I paid about $50, $60 for actual shipping of random items I had to get out, but no, most of it was spent $97 on this $1.94 stick, and then $65 on this $1.30 roll. Why did I spend that much? Well, these rolls come with 50 stamps each, which means that I shouldn't be running out for a little while. Now, I know the 6 packs, when I buy like multiple of those, I was definitely getting well over 50, but I'm kind of hoping that this will at least last me like 2 weeks. I don't know, we'll see, but nevertheless, I might start doing this now, and then at least I don't have to go to the post office like every 3 days. Maybe I could get down there to just like once a week. Obviously, I still have to drop stuff off, but that's the goal. Walk in, drop it in the bin, don't have to line up and deal with any sort of people at the front, and I don't have to wait in line. Okay, now that's all sort of figured out, I'm gonna figure out some sort of program where I can order maybe 2 of these rolls every 2 weeks on Canada Post website, and then we can figure out some way to always have these in stock, or at least here, so I can always ship things without having to go to the post office and never buy them again. Okay, now that little rant's over, moving on, I have some exciting stuff to show you. I went to a couple value villages, picked up some things, but before we get into that stuff, I want to share with you guys what sold over the weekend, so let's start ahead by looking at that. Okay guys, so here's a look at everything that's going out today. We have quite a few orders, as you can see. This is everything from the weekend though, so let's go right into it here. First of all, we have Sesame Street Counting Carnivals, then we have Ride or Die 187 for the original Xbox. Following that, we have Lego Batman, the video game, and then that's actually a combination with Pure right there. We've got Tiger Woods PGA Tour 09. We've got Enchanted Arms for the 360. We've got Army of 2. We also have Guitar Hero 2 right here. We have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. We have NBA 2K14. We have Disney Infinity 3.0. It just keeps going, honestly. We just have so many sales here. Madden NFL 16. This is all probably thanks to the listings that we did last time. Body and Brain Connection right there for the Kinect. NFL Street 3. Down here we've got Kinect Sports Season 2. We've got Disney Infinity 3.0, and we're not focusing. There we go. And then we also have Disney Princess something something down here. I think it's a U-Draw game. Yeah, so there we go. So that right there is the entire stack of things that we now had to pack. I've actually already got all of our labels set out on these, but I'm yet to just put the games in here. So we're already all printed and taped on and everything's good. So now we just had to go ahead and put these in there and drop them off at the post office. Okay guys, I was actually forgetting one more thing here. This is another sale that came in, I think on Friday, yeah. And this is a pair of Adidas Mastermind NMDs. I picked these up at Value Village a while ago for maybe 25 bucks, I want to say. Yeah, I can't remember the exact number. I paid up for them though for sure, but I thought I was gonna be able to get a little bit more. I think we got 100 bucks for them. The price is on the screen, but yeah, I think I dropped the price quite a bit. They've been sitting for a while, so nevertheless, I bought these along with the Kobe's, which sold right away. The Emerald City Kobe's. Bought those for about the same price. They sold for I think like $150 or something back when, and now we've sold these for $100. So not a bad flip by any means, but but a little bit less than I was hoping for. Nevertheless, happy to get those sold and out of here. Okay, so as you saw, there are quite a few orders. That was actually shot before this. That's where that receipt came from, so I was paying for those, and then additionally I bought those stamps. So there we go. Okay, time to get into the Value Village stuff that I bought, exactly what I purchased, why I purchased it, and what I think we can get for it on eBay. Let's take a look. 2 stores, 2 bags. Let's take a look. Bag number 1 here, I went to this one on the weekend. Let me pull out the receipt here and see. Oh my gosh, this is a big one. This is a massive receipt for only $55 and 8 items. Interesting. Let's take a look here though. First item here, we paid $5.99 on it, and it is a Shaw Direct remote and a couple Wii skins, which actually can go for a little tiny bit. Maybe I'll bundle them with the console, but I bought this for the Shaw Direct remote. This stuff, or these remotes, are gold. They probably bring in about 20 bucks each on a good day, and if you get a lot of 2, I've been selling those for like 40 bucks. This is a steal, and I wish there were 2 of them because I've only ever sold them in lots of 2 before. But nevertheless, one of them here probably get about 20 bucks. And they sell fast, that's why I like them. Okay, the rest of the stuff, not super exciting. Nice little new Panasonic phone, $7.99 there. Has the bigger base, so it might be worth a little bit more. This is from the exact same set, so I might bundle these together. This one's $3.99. Okay, right here, 2 more additional phones. $2.99 each. We have a VTech phone and a Panasonic phone. These replacement units sell great on eBay, so I'm excited to get these listed, and we should be looking at about 15 bucks there for each one. And that's it for bag 1. Bag number 2 here, I'm hoping that these things get a little bit more exciting, as in more than just phones. And of course, the first bag that I pull out is phones. This just seems like somebody threw a bunch of phones in one bag, didn't really look at what they were, and just sort of said, go for it. This was 10 bucks. There's 3 or 4 phones in here. You can't go wrong with that. That's like $2.50 a piece, and we're gonna be able to get some decent money on those. Oh, right, I forgot I bought those. Okay, this is more than just phones. Rogers remote, we sell these pretty well, $2.99. I think I just sold a few of these the other day. I'm trying to remember, because I think I had an issue where I sent a replacement unit out. I can't remember. Nevertheless, 1 Rogers remote here. We can usually get about 10 bucks for these. Another little lot, 2 of the same unit phones, 1 charger in there. We'll sell 1 as a replacement unit and 1 complete. That was $4.99 on that, and that's going to be pretty good. The unit phones do sell well. Nice little VTech set here. VTechs are not selling as well for us, but you know what? I figured $4.99, we'll pick it up. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I'm just buying everything I see. That's not entirely true. There is some strategy. I left a lot of phones behind, but I just picked up the ones that either look new, look nice, something that might have some value there. It's hard to actually price these things out when you're sitting there and when they're wrapped up in the bags. So I just go ahead and buy what feels like should be bought, and we'll see if any of it makes any money. I have been selling through the phones pretty well, so I might be a little bit ambitious on these phones, but I think we should be able to get some good money for them, and it might take some time to sell, but they will sell. Okay, this was exciting. Actually, before I show them to you, funny story, they had a bunch of these at the front counter, and they were asking like 15 bucks each on them, and I was like, wow, that's ridiculous. Sure enough, I go over to the bag section, and there's a whole bunch of the same thing for 5 bucks each. I don't know what they were thinking, but nevertheless, we got some good deals. PlayStation controllers, absolutely great steal when you can get them for a good price. PS1 controller right here for $3.99. They all look to be in really great shape. This is the one without the joysticks, but they all look to be in really great shape. No cuts in the cables, no marks, anything on the buttons or the joysticks. So yeah, this was the first one. PS1 controller for $3.99. Nice little hollow PS2 controller there. It's one of the see-through ones. Those are worth a little bit more money. We paid $4.99 on that guy. We'll be able to get at least 20 for it. Another PS1 controller here. This one with the joysticks, $3.99 on that. We're gonna be able to get some good money for that one as well. PS1 not as high as PS2, I believe, but still 15 bucks there for sure. And then another one of these hollow PS2 controllers. I might even sell them together. I'm not sure. This one was $4.99. Again, we're looking at about 20 bucks. That could be easily a $40 flip for the 2 of them. Absolutely great pickup. Again, it's the small things I like to look at whenever I go, and that's why you don't see me come home with a bunch of like super big items. I guess you do sometimes too. I just haven't really found any, to be honest, but these small things are the bread and butter of the business, and when you can flip 5 to 20 consistently every time that you go, that's the kind of stuff that you want to be looking out for and adding to your list, because I find this stuff basically every time that I go. Worth good money, and it will sell relatively quickly. I actually saw maybe 4 or 5 DVD VHS combo units there, and I was very tempted to pick one up because the last ones have all sold through. Correction, the last ones all but 1 have sold through. I just checked. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to deal with the hassle of them, have to test them, ship them, deal with the larger items. We already have a few here, so I wasn't really feeling it. Nevertheless, in case you're interested, we paid $54.37 for everything that you just saw in bag 2. And with that said, that concludes the Value Village haul. Okay, with that stuff all gone through now, I know it's sort of a sit-down video, but I just kind of wanted to have a talk with you guys and answer one of the questions that I got on the YouTube channel here, which I think is actually pretty general but pretty important. It might help some of you guys out. By the way, I've been getting more and more comments every day now, and I really appreciate it. I read every single one of them, and I'm not kidding when I say that. I know a lot of you guys are still probably waiting for replies and for me to like. I am so busy, but I'm trying to get back to every single one of them. So if you haven't got a reply from me yet, or if I haven't liked it or whatever yet, just know that I've probably seen it, but I just haven't had the time to actually go sit down and reply. I'm usually about 2 weeks behind on the comments, so I apologize for that. Anyway, this one was super simple, but deserves an answer. How do you avoid eBay scam? Well, I can't answer that as a whole because that's a really general and broad question. I can answer that to the best of my ability with what I'm doing, which I think could help probably some of you guys out. One of the most common scams that I receive, especially when sending things out without tracking via letter mail, is the item not received scam. This is when a buyer will say that they never received the item even though they did, and they'll be able to get their money back, and as sellers we have no proof that they actually received or didn't receive that item because it went untracked. And a lot of people are listening to this and thinking, well, there's no way for you to prove that, so how do you avoid this scam? There's really nothing that you can do about it. Actually, there is. There's a few things that you can do about it, and a couple of them here will hopefully really help. First thing that you can do is check the buyer's feedback before you send out the item. Now I know this can be a little bit tricky because there are plenty of good low feedback or no feedback buyers out there that are just starting off with their first few purchases. And so it's hard to know whether or not to give them the fair chance or not. But to know that if you're sending an item out that might be worth a little bit more via the letter mail system, maybe it's a $15, $20 items, because I don't usually see these items not received cases on the lower ticket items like $3, $4, $5. Very rarely do I see it there. But on those $10, $15 items, you might even want to just shoot the buyer a message or check some way to see if they're a real person. Now, what I mean by that is just sending them a quick message about like, hi, I'm about to ship out your item, or some sort of details about the item, and seeing their response back, see if it sounds a little bit sketchy. I know this sounds crazy, but I've tried this before in the past and it has worked to kind of sift through some of the zero feedback buyers. If it sounds a little bit strange, or maybe you confirm the address with them, just something to get them to do a little reply and make sure there's a real person on the other end there. By the way, I should clarify that not all item not received cases are scams, so we should make that clear right off the bat. There are for sure a lot of buyers that might purchase products from me that will say they haven't received them, and then sure enough, maybe a month later I receive it back as a return to sender in the mail. Some items also, when shipping with letter mail, genuinely get lost in the mail, so we had to give every buyer the benefit of the doubt here, but there are definitely some that look a little bit more sketchy and we can kind of tell that they're a scam. Okay, number two, and this should be obvious, but I don't know why I still hear of people doing this. Don't send super valuable things through letter mail. It doesn't matter that the shipping is $3 instead of $10. For most cases, if you're sending something that's $40, $50, even $30 in value, maybe even $20 in value, you're gonna want to charge shipping on that and just get the $10 shipping, get it tracked, and not have to worry about it. I mean, come on, I'm sorry, but if you're sending like a Pokemon Soul Silver game or a Mario game, you know, a $50, $60 game in an untracked letter mail parcel and you get scammed, it's kind of on you because you shouldn't have been sending it in that untracked package in the first place. Keep in mind that letter mail should really be used for those cheaper items that you want to give the buyers a really good deal on, but it shouldn't necessarily be used for those more expensive items because again, you should be taking the caution there. And again, this won't happen every time. I mean, if you're shipping a $50, $60 item out in a letter mail parcel, you can get away with it and it can go just fine. In fact, I have done it before and it has been just fine. I've never actually ran into an issue. Well, that's not true. I have run into issues with people, you know, item not receiving on the more expensive item. That's why I started charging up for the more expensive items. But yeah, I mean, not everybody's bad. Again, it might just be somebody that has high feedback. They're not looking to scam you. They get the item through untracked. They don't care and it's all good. But again, for those more valuable ones where the buyer's money is at stake and you're sending it to them, they're going to probably want to expect it to be tracked, and just overall, don't use untracked shipping. And lastly, you can always call eBay if it's a suspicious message, maybe somebody with low feedback who opens an I am not received case on it. It does help sometimes when you talk to a representative. Maybe they sent you a message and it kind of had some grammar issues or was kind of just weirdly worded or definitely sounded like a scam. You can contact eBay. They can check if this buyer has sent similar messages to other sellers in the past and they can maybe help you on their end. So always worth a shot. Maybe see if they can help you out there, and it's definitely a great way to avoid being scammed when sending untracked items. Okay guys, I'm going to end it there. If you guys have any additions to make to this conversation, I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have dealt with scammers before. I might have some solutions or some preventative measures that you can take to avoid them. Obviously, another one I didn't mention was adding them onto a list where they can't purchase again from your store, but that's sort of a more obvious one and something to do after the scam actually occurs. But if you guys have any ways to prevent scams from happening in the first place, or some way to resolve them once they've already occurred, please be sure to leave those down below. I'd love to hear it. I'm sure there's some other people out there that would really appreciate it. With that, I'm going to end today's video there. Hopefully you guys found some value in it and enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to go below and leave a like on it. Leave a comment again down below about anything that you saw in this video that may have interested you, any tips or suggestions that you have, and again, maybe leaving some of your scammer experiences down below. I would love to hear them. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I will see you guys all in the next video.